touched on a really interesting thing, which I haven't actually given much conscious thought to, and that is the difference between a leader who knows how to do all the things and a leader who doesn't. And at least in my business anyway, I felt like I do need to be able to do everything that everyone else can do in order to, I don't know, in order to teach, because I see myself mainly as a teacher anyway. Have you got any more thoughts on that particular area?
Yeah, I'm so glad that you paused on that because I think it is something that's on the horizon for more and more leaders. And there's some really specific reasons why. The world is changing so quickly. The things that we did in our job 5 and 10 years ago no longer exist today. So, how could we know how to do what replaced that? And that is only going to speed up. And so, if we are of the mindset that we have to be able to do everyone's job on our team, then you're going to have to relearn your job every 5 years because the technology or what's popular or not popular, all of that stuff is changing. And, I often talk about or think about what are the leadership competencies of the future? And, again, how we were taught to lead and these best practices are very archaic in today's world. And one of those competencies is being able to lead a group of people that do a job that you do not know how to do. And people that learn that competency now are going to be incredibly successful in the future because that's what's happening.
Hmm. I have a slight, I'm thinking about it from the slight edge perspective. Like, do you
Good.
think that there would be a slight edge in actually continuing to relearn your job every 5 years? But if the company gets big enough, it's completely, you have to manage people or lead people who are not necessarily, that they're doing a job that you're not doing, right? So it's not really sustainable if you were to try and do that.
Yeah. And you probably wouldn't be as good at it because if it's something that's new and modern, our brains as someone who has never done it will see it more as, well, this is different because it's not like my past. But if it's something that, someone early in their career is doing, this is real to them. This is current to them. And so you have someone looking at it from a current lens or someone looking at it going, this is different, not how I used to do it. I want someone looking at that work from a current projective lens and not this like fear, like this is not how I did it. I don't know how to do it. I wish it was like it used to be. No, I don't want any of that in that person's brain.
What do you think about the sort of an employee mentality for someone who might say, my boss doesn't even know how to do my job or whatever it might be? What do you think about that?
Yeah, and that happens all the time. And I think it is how that boss leads that person. If that supervisor is leading in a directive way and trying to tell someone how to do their job and they have no idea how to do it, then, they're probably saying, well, my boss has no idea. Oftentimes people say that because their boss isn't curious about what they do and doesn't understand the conceptual ideas of what they do. They just say, yeah, she sits over there in that cubicle working away. I really don't know what she does. But if you're a supervisor, a leader that is like, tell me about your wins this week. Tell me how you've impacted the company this week. Tell me, where your roadblocks are and how I can remove those. Even if I didn't know how to do your job, but I asked you things like about your impact and what you've learned or, what you need, then your brain's not going to go to, well, that person doesn't even know what I do. The brain's going to go to, they're empowering me, they're respecting me, they're letting me do it, and they're helping me remove roadblocks so I can be even better at it.
Yeah, they wouldn't talk about a mentor that way, would they?
Mm-mm.
Whereas you would speak about someone who's doesn't do much, but they're quote unquote your boss.